Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Batel from Batel's Kitchen, and today I'm super excited to be sharing with you a new one-pot recipe. But before we even go there, I want to say that 5 of you might have a chance to win my cookbook for free delivered to your door. All you have to do is participate and put your comments down below, and also follow me on Instagram, and you might have a chance to win your very own Eggless Possibilities cookbook. So today we're going to be making a very hearty and super satisfying one-pot kale portobello orzo dish. I absolutely love one-pot dishes, and this one really hits all the notes. It's really hearty, very meaty feel-like, because we use portobello mushrooms, and it's so easy to prepare. Very impressive and amazing for lunch or dinner, especially for hosting. If you have people that enjoy mushrooms, I'm sure that they're going to love that one. So if you're new over here, don't forget to subscribe. I post a new recipe every single week, and all the measurements for this dish are going to be in the description box below or on my website, batelskitchen.com. Okay guys, let's get started. We're going to begin by cleaning our portobello mushrooms. So we're just going to transfer them to a colander and wash them under running water. I know that some people don't wash their mushrooms, but I don't feel like it affects any of the cooking process, so I do make sure that I wash them, and then I pat them dry on a clean kitchen towel. Once our mushrooms are patted dry and ready to go, we're going to score into them those diamond shapes. It is totally optional, but it just makes everything so much more fancy, and also it has a better chance to absorb all the flavors we want to input into these mushrooms. So if you want to take the extra step, feel free to do so. Into a plate or to a bowl, we're going to drizzle some extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to make our marinade. We're going to take some paprika and some either dried thyme or dry oregano, whichever one you prefer, and some Italian seasonings. And we're just going to sprinkle everything into the plate and season everything with salt and pepper to taste. And eventually we want to make sure that we get some sort of like a wet rub that we're going to coat the mushrooms with. So I started with a brush just to make sure everything is well incorporated, and if you feel like you need a little bit more oil for the mixture to be a little bit more liquidy, go ahead and add a tiny bit more. So we're ready to dump our mushrooms into the plate or to the bowl, and you can use your hands or the brush. I ended up using my hand much more than the brush. And we're just going to coat everything with the olive oil and all those spices and seasonings. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get them as coated as possible. And we're going to repeat this process until all the mushrooms are coated in this marinade. Feel free to let them sit for a couple of hours, or if you don't have the time, go ahead and cook them immediately, just like I do. So we're going to grab a big, wide, shallow pan. We're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over here, and we're going to put our mushrooms face down with all those seasonings. We want to get those diamond shapes really bold and really flavorful and really charred. So just before we flip them, we want to make sure that everything is golden brown. And then we're going to take a tongue, we're going to flip them. And the next step is to take a heavy plate or some sort of heavy dish you have in your kitchen and place it on top of the mushrooms. That will help all the mushrooms really cook down and cook through in this heat. So I like to add a really heavy lid from another pot that I have while I take care of the other vegetables. So we're going to take a lot of garlic, and if you prefer, you can use onion instead, which I think is really delicious. And after maybe 10 minutes or so that our mushrooms have been cooking in their own liquids that they have released, we're going to flip them one more time. And if we see that they're really cooked through, we're ready to take them out into a clean plate and set them aside. We're going to let all those liquids evaporate before we add our garlic. And if we need, we're going to add a tiny bit more of oil, and we're just going to saute everything. And this step is really important. We want to build and develop more flavors. So we're not going to add anything before our garlic is actually golden brown. Definitely not burnt, but we want to have a nice flavor in our garlic so we don't leave it raw. We're going to add some chopped kale, or you can add spinach instead. And we're going to add some white wine in order to deglaze the pan. That will add a really nice aroma and tang into the dish. We're also going to make sure that we season every step, and we're going to add some salt and pepper to taste. So once our pan is ready, we can add our orzo. You can also add a different grain if you prefer, but the orzo just goes so well with absorbing all the flavors that we want. So I like to use that one. And also we're going to add water until everything is coated and covered. We're going to give it a quick mix and final touch of salt and pepper, and we're ready to add our cooked and seared mushrooms into the pan. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're just going to add them rustically. And now we're ready to add some garnishing and some extra flavors and aroma. We're going to add some slices of lemon, which are optional. We're going to bring it to a boil, cover the pot, and let it cook for about 15 minutes. Our oven is also preheated to 375, and I like to put it in just to give it a final touch of texture. This is optional, but I've cooked it for another 10 minutes until everything became really golden brown. Now that we're ready to serve our dish, we can garnish it with some fresh elements like sliced radishes and some fresh arugula. Totally optional, but it's really, really nice to add it when the dish has all those flavors and textures. Our dish is ready. It is perfectly cooked. It is so fancy and it smells insanely delicious. And what I love about it so much is that the mushrooms are so meaty, they're so inviting, and they're a great replacement for a chicken or something that you want to have like fancy. And the mushrooms are a great replacement for a hearty meal when you want to impress your guests with no animal products. This is one of my favorite ways to enjoy mushrooms, my favorite ways to enjoy pasta, and just a really easy and practical one-pot dinner that takes no effort at all. I hope you're going to serve it at a fancy meal when you need something vegetarian and super easy to prepare. Thanks for watching.
That's it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're gonna give this dish a try. If you did, don't forget to let me know in the comments below. And if you need some more help with eating more plant-based, check out my cookbook, Eggless Possibilities, where you can find so many meals that the whole family can enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget that if you want to participate in our giveaway, put your comment and follow me on Instagram, and you might have a chance to get my cookbook delivered to your door. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.